to episode 16? Yeah, 16 of the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ethan Carpenter. I am, of course, joined by Mitchell Wade. Mitchell, we have a lot of exciting things to talk about today.
We have so many exciting things and also very disappointing things to talk about. Also, you sure this is 16? Don't we do a special thing every 5 episodes?
Well, the special thing we did was last episode, two Cannibal Corpse records, 2 Edge of Sanity records.
Huh, I guess it is.
First of all, like right up front, apologies that this episode is good. Train.
All aboard!
Anyway, apologies that this episode's going out a week late. Just had some scheduling issues last week, and we were going to try to record yesterday at the time of recording and try to have it edited and up today. Didn't happen.
Also, I've been having, I've been having some mild, we'll say mild health issues.
A little bit, kind of. He's dying, essentially.
Potentially, very much so. I'm possibly getting the wish that I've always had. Finally, God is taking me seriously.
Heck yeah, dude! I've been saying I wanted to die for many years.
Yeah,
and it's not happening.
Yeah. It's happening just slowly.
Mitchell.
Yes.
I have Corey Taylor news.
Son of a bitch! What the fuck? How? What can that man have possibly done?
I only have one Corey Taylor article.
Oh,
but
no,
I
come
have
on.
2 Corey Taylor articles, plus a Slipknot article.
Ah, Jesus.
But it's clown, not particularly just Slipknot. But
well, who the fuck gives 2 shits about clown?
I was about to ask you, like, does it clown make it better or worse?
I just don't give. You know what? He's kind of an idiot, so worse.
I think
at least Corey Taylor
actually
is well informed.
I think you'll. I don't know about that.
I was
like this
how
headline
that would go.
though. All right. So up front, I also, before we get into that, like, I know we usually talk about what we've been listening to later on, but man, I have. I told you this the other day. Mitch and I saw each other for the first time in like a year and a half. He applied at my job, so hopefully, if he gets hired on there, we can record at some other time than 9 freaking p.m.
It's not happening.
It is currently.
No, this is tradition.
I will kill you. I will end you.
Tradition.
No. I'm so tired already. Anyway, I brought it up to Mitch when we were hanging out after or before one of the ways his interview. I've been re-listening to Slipknot recently.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because I'm not sure what really got into me. I was vaguely reminded of one of their songs. I think it's The Blister Exists off of Volume 3. Great song. And by that I mean I just really love the opening minute, and like that song just puts it at an S tier for me. But while I was thinking of that, I was like, let's listen to the rest of the record. It's like this is I used to consider this like their best record. I don't know if I'd say that now, but since then I've also listened to the original self-titled Iowa, All Hope Is Gone, and .5 The Gray Chapter, which means I really only have 2 more albums I have to listen to in order to listen to their entire discography, that being Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, and their latest one, We Are Not Your Kind. And I thought it would be kind of fun, maybe at some point, for me to do a live it doesn't have to be a live stream, but a video nonetheless, of ranking every Slipknot song, like from S tier to F tier or what have you. So I'm kind of planning on doing that. But also, it brought up an interesting question in my mind, and I want to get your take on it. Because God. It's not particularly about Slipknot. It's more of like a it's almost a crap. What's the thing you went to college for again?
Philosophy?
Yeah, it's like it's like a philosophical music question. So let me ask you this.
Oh my God.
And maybe it's not philosophical, but I'm doing this to be pretentious.
Thank you.
So can you, and here's, okay. Here's how I worded it in my head. And it was based off of when I listened to Iowa. I was listening to Iowa, and I've said before many times on this podcast that I find Iowa as an album to be overrated. It's just a little bit too one note in terms of heavy, and that's it for like an hour and a half or however long it is. But when I was re-listening through it, I like most of these songs, but I still don't really like it as a record. So my question to you was, do you like the idea of an album that you like most of, if not like every single song, but could that still be considered, like as a whole in the package, be a bad album?
No, 100%. I have albums like that. Obviously albums that you're probably going to hate, such as, I don't know, Mastodon's Once More Around the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
I like, I'll say about 7/10 of it, so about 70% of it, but they're like really banger ass songs. But as a record, and we've talked about this before, like to me, a good record doesn't necessarily mean every song on it is good. It should mean that every song on it is decent enough that you're not going to be like, you got to skip it. But a good album has to have good flow. And this is the thing that I think pop records have gotten rid of, and even rap and a whole bunch of like super popular music, because singles sell more than albums at this point.
True.
Because we have digital, so you don't have to buy an entire album or record to listen to that one or two songs that you like by the artist. You got Spotify, you got Amazon Music, Google Play, whatever, floats your fucking boat. And so you can just listen to your singles, and you don't have to also sit at the radio and wait for the one track to come on so you can then start recording or anything. It doesn't take effort anymore to get your single that you like. So I think it's one thing that is very special to a lot of genres that are, less popular. Not that metal isn't popular, but it's not, at the same level as pop. So like good album flow is very important. And that's why I like concept albums, because the entire album has to flow well for it to work. And, there are plenty of bands that do it well. Opeth does it well. But there are albums by Opeth where I'm like, wow, a lot of these songs are great. As an album, I hate listening to this. Or I not hate, but like I don't enjoy it. And that's Heritage and Sorceress. Okay. It's not that I think they're bad albums because, they're prog rock and not prog metal. Or rather, prog death metal. Michael Ockfeld, where the fuck's the growls? With those two records, especially Heritage, which is what really hit me hard, was I felt it just did not flow well. Mm-hmm. It felt like it was just a bunch of songs thrown onto a CD. There are songs on there I don't like, but most of the songs on there, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. This is interesting. It didn't flow well. But if we take a look at Pale Communion, which I think is one of their best progressive rock records, I think every song just follows perfectly with the next. Gojira does this well. Insomnium tends to do this well. Sorry.
No,
older
that's okay.
Gojira.
Oh, yeah. Well, I assume we'll talk about that later.
Flesh God Apocalypse, fantastic at doing it.
Honestly, it's something that Slipknot's done pretty well in the past, too. It's something that I've actually thought of in terms of, like, songs bleeding into one another.
Right, but it doesn't even have to bleed into one another. You just have to make it work where the tonality doesn't, either become super samey, song to song to song to song, or it doesn't heavily clash. Mm-hmm. Bleeding into one another is a good way to do that. But there's definitely songs that, do great by just like fading out and then the next song fades in. True. Or it's like fades out quietly and then you get a hit to the face with the beginning of the next song.
Which, to kind of bring not maybe a slight point of contention to one of your comments about that, it's, I think the complete 180 can be done pretty well. It just, you can't, like, do the hard start, like, every song. Right,
and that's the whole, like, sounding samey every time and everything. And I think there are a lot of great metal bands out there that do this. I think Metallica does this well. I think Mastodon has done it well on some records like Crack the Sky and Emperor Sand. Machine Head has done it well. Trivium does it well. There's a bunch of bands out there that do it well. They're not, even if it is just a collection of songs and not really a concept album, it still works out. And I think that if you're trying to sell a full album or trying to get people to listen to a full album, the construction of the album is so important, even if you don't have some type of story flow. Thinking about how you want to start the record, how you want to end the record, and then putting the songs in between to make that flow work really well is important. And we saw that with me trying to do that with that Metallica Reloaded Loaded crap that you made me do. I didn't just consider, oh, this song's good, this song's good, this song's good, this song's good. I also was like, if I'm building a record, I need to think of first track to last track. I did this with a bunch of Disturbed bonus songs back when I was a huge Disturbed fan. I think it was like 17 when I did it, maybe even 16. And I had downloaded a bunch of their like bonus tracks that were, you know, either live songs or whatever. And I actually, they actually aren't that bad live. And I built it front to back, thought about intro, thought about outro, how I wanted the album to flow and everything. And so, yeah, I think you totally can have a bunch of songs you like on an album. You might even like every song. But if the album is not constructed right, where it either sounds very samey the entire time, or it feels too long, or whatever, because you know me, I've listened to like 3-hour long albums and I'm like, yeah, that's great. But there, Once More Around the Sun by Mastodon, I think maybe is an hour, might be less, but just the way that it flows, it feels way too long. A record dragging on doesn't mean that it's a long record. It just means that it feels tedious to listen to me at least.
Yeah, something about the execution is making it drag.
Yeah, and so versus like I said, Blackwater Park, it doesn't even feel like an hour long. Mirror Reaper by Bell Witch is a great example. It's 1 hour and a half long song, but depending on who you are, to me, it never feels that long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because one, it's a single song, so they have to make it flow.
Yeah, right.
But two, it just flows well, even though there's a lot of repetitive parts. The way it's built, and the atmospheric production and everything just makes it perfect, and it feels good. And yeah, you have to be in the right mood. But even like Swallow the Sun's triple album, even though I love it, sometimes if I'm not in the right mood, that triple album's way too long. And that's why sometimes I only listen to Despair or Gloom, or I rarely listen to just Beauty, even though it's really pretty. It's usually not something that I'm like searching for. Now, I'd be really impressed to see a grindcore album feel like it's dragging on. I'm sure they exist.
Look, so when I was trying to figure, like, I brought it up that I've been like listening to a lot of albums recently because I'm like, well, what can I give Mitch? You know, whether it be purely something that I want you to listen to that I think you like, or if it'd make a good discussion piece, et cetera, et cetera. I have listened to like some the most recent Napalm Death records. And they're good. I like, and it kind of goes back into the thing we're talking about right now. I think a lot of the songs are good. Sometimes feels like it drags a little bit. In terms of, well, I think this song could have just been cut entirely, or, you know, this, that, or the other, or maybe this song doesn't have that many interesting ideas like something else in the record does. But then again, nowadays Napalm Death isn't really strict deathcore, or strict, they're deathcore now, grindcore. They're more along the lines of death grind, but not in like a cattle way. So yeah, a strict grindcore record, could be a challenge. Maybe they're old stuff. I don't know. I've never sat down and tried to listen to them, but so
right.
That was just something that I thought of the other day. I was like, yeah, I could, you know. Obviously, I kind of knew the answer to be yes. There can be an album you dislike but enjoy most of the songs. It's just more of a, you know, how do you
go
put
about
that.
wording that.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it kind of spawned off of like I've been listening to a lot of Slipknot recently, and I haven't disliked most of my time with it, but there definitely are some moments where I'm like I want to skip this.
yeah, for sure. And that's something I don't feel in a lot of, like, when I tell you I'm going to go and listen to this entire band's discography. They're like, when I say I'm going to do that with Opeth, I say that with the greatest of joy, because I genuinely love 90% of their albums and am more than happy to listen to it start to finish. Gojira is the same way, but we'll get to that.
I think we're gonna have some interesting discussion about that. Anyway, So yeah, maybe we'll save that to right before we'll figure it out. Maybe before we do gaming news or whatever. Because there's a number of things that I want to talk about musically related, but I do have since it's been a week longer than we usually do. I do have a lot of news, covering that week. I'm not sure what all you have, if anything.
I got some stuff, but I'll let you go first.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Corey Taylor Slipknot news. They're pretty quick for the most part. Corey Taylor teases uncomfortable, quote unquote, new Slipknot mask.
Oh, I remember hearing about this. It sounded edgy as fuck.
It's edgy. He says that it's going to scare kids, and his wife was uncomfortable from the look of it.
Ooh, wow.
Which, look, if he's not over embellishing,
which he probably is,
he is probably. I think it'll be interesting. They also said that this next record is supposed to be a concept album, apparently, or it's speculated to be. Which means if that's the case, maybe all of the members' masks are going to fall into that idea of what they're doing. At the very least, apparently Clown and Corey's masks are supposed to kind of go in that direction. Jesus Christ, I scrolled down further on this article, and the old Slipknot masks are grungy as all get out.
I always liked the one that he had in
if you know
Duality.
A song, Duality. Yeah, that's Volume 3. That was a good mask. I've liked most of his masks.
I thought the last one was kind of dumb.
Oh yeah, it looks like he has a milk bottle attached, like a milk
That's
jug
what
attached
it
to his head.
is. Oh my god, yes.
And it sucks because Tom Savini made that mask, and I'm like, dude, you worked on Friday the 13th and made the Fiend mask for the current WWE product, and that mask is cool. But yeah, this article has
the one prior to that. I was like, it's all right, but the Volume 3 mask really hits hard, I think.
Yeah, Volume 3, and I did like the the All Hope Is Gone mask, the mostly white one. It's got one eye is a little bit short, a little bit smaller than the other.
Yeah. I mean, that one's all right. It didn't hit me as well, but
I actually, on this article, if you scroll down, it has all of their masks from the self-titled, and I'm like, this is kind of cool going through these. I mean, you got some guys like Craig Jones has never had a different mask, really. It's just the nails. And then Clown is obviously always a clown.
Who is
Chris
Pig
Van.
Boy?
Pig Boy? That's Paul Gray. All of his masks were... Yeah.
Okay. I know him and Sid have changed their masks quite a bit.
Mick Thompson's mask is usually pretty similar. Jim Roots has changed quite a bit. Chris Fenn's the nose guy. He's not in the band anymore, but it's always been pretty much the same.
Who are they going to replace another timpani player with?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to be replacing Chris Fenn, at least
I don't think
currently.
It's necessary, honestly.
I don't necessarily think it's necessary. I mean, the more I read about this situation, the more I realize it does kind of suck for Chris, because he was a founding member, and he apparently did do a number of writing duties. It's not necessary. Oh, no, they've already replaced him, I think. They have him replaced with Tortilla Man. That's right. Yeah, I guess we still don't know who Tortilla Man is.
I don't care either.
I mean, his mask makes me very uncomfortable.
It's not the greatest.
But it's kind of interesting, like on Jay Weinberg, the current drummer.
Oh, no, they totally did it. It's Gilbert Gottfried.
Shut up.
It's a Loudwire article.
It's a joke. That is a joke. It looks kind of like Gilbert Gottfried.
Nah, it's totally Gilbert Gottfried.
But also, Jay Weinberg's current mask is kind of looks like it's an homage to Paul Gray. Kind of has like the pig snout on it. That's kind of cool. Anyway, so yeah, Corey Taylor new mask. I'm interested in seeing it. I always think it's kind of cool whenever they change up their look. But I don't know
you don't
about...
like it. You don't like the next Papa Emeritus.
Yeah, I don't like Ghost though. I've never liked Ghost.
But they're so fucking dark, man.
Sure.
So I mean,
Sure
they
they
say
are.
Satan.
They do say Satan on occasion. Corey Taylor. This might be an interesting topic. Corey Taylor says Lars Ulrich was, quote, right on so many levels, unquote, about Napster.
Oh, I remember reading that one too. I didn't care.
I mean, I'm not somebody that apparently it was on Steve-O's podcast. That's kind of interesting. The whole Napster thing, man. I get that Metallica are super rich and like people were like, well, you guys still make so much money on it. Who cares if a couple people download your songs? I'm not somebody that likes downloading music at all, really. I prefer to buy it. And nowadays, most people have Spotify or Apple Music or something like that. You don't need to really download music anymore. Now, most of the time, those streaming services do not pay very well when it comes to the people you're listening to.
They pay less than a penny.
Yeah, so it's not exactly a perfect solution, but I don't know. I think it's just stuck around this long because people like to hate on Lars specifically.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were a bunch of people against the Napster thing, and at the time, people were seeing this as well, you guys are rich and you just want to keep getting richer, and they weren't thinking about the artists that were starting out and, don't have a lot of money and are like, at the same level as like, Rivers of Nile and Allegiant and stuff where, yeah, they're known, but like they're not making huge amounts of money. True. I think some of those people still have to have other jobs outside of, being in a band and touring. I could be wrong about that.
Flesh. One of them is the banker.
Yeah, but I think that's more choice than anything.
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose.
But, that's why some of these people are in like multiple bands or they're like a composer for hire, like Christoph from Septic Flesh. He does symphonic composing outside of Septic Flesh. And it's like Greg from Allegiant. He does guitar teaching. Like, that's cool and everything. That also sucks at the same time because, I mean, for one, any of his students, when he decides he has to go on tour, all of a sudden don't have a guitar teacher for a couple of months, depending on the length of the tour. So, yeah, no, I don't disagree. I had disagreed with it back when it was happening, but I was like 7. I didn't know shit. I do think that, Napster and a bunch of other things were kind of shit. It was cool in the sense that you got to find new music because we didn't have things like YouTube yet and Spotify and Pandora. So finding new music was a lot harder than it is today, where you can literally just pop in like, I like Gojira. What else should I listen to? And then a bunch of other people will tell you. And so I don't disagree with Corey on this at all. And there's a bunch of things where people who invented the thing or, were part of the development will even agree with things like, yeah, Napster, cool, but also sucked at the same time. Some of the people that invented social media platforms are like, we really fucked up because of how it works now and how it affects people now. I'm actually trying to somewhat back away from using my cell phone. I said cell phone really weird.
You kind of did.
My smartphone and everything, because I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty addicted to the thing. And it's mostly like dating apps and social media, and I don't know why, because it's mostly mindless scrolling. It's not like active looking, which I think I was more into active stuff when I was in high school. It's just kind of something to do now, and it's not healthy because I have, a bunch of other things I need to work on: composing music, cleaning my room, being healthier so I don't die and I can spite God a bit longer. Shit like that. Playing video games. I like social media. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because it's a good way for me to connect with metalheads all around the world and learn about bands I would never have known about.
Right.
And also, it's a good way for me to find out about bands touring. So, yeah, Lars, totally right. Corey Taylor, shut the fuck up. We already knew it.
Jeez, very, very aggressive towards one Mr. Taylor.
I can't deal with Taylor any longer, man. Stop bringing him into this mess.
Well, I mean, we haven't really talked about Corey Taylor in a few episodes.
I feel like we had an article last week or last episode.
I don't remember. It's hard for me to remember things just in general, let alone what we talked about last week. Slipknot's Clown wants all countries to require proof of vaccine for entry.
I don't disagree with this either.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually saying, it's like, I think you might just agree with Sean on this one.
Well, I didn't expect that to come from somebody from Slipknot. Yeah, I mean,
especially Clown. He's usually a bit hard-headed.
When the pandemic is way more under control, no, but I don't see anything wrong with that. For the people that actually believe in this stuff, which you should, limiting the spread of a virus is the only way to, I don't know, kill it off. It's how smallpox worked. Now, I don't know everything about the smallpox eradication. It took years. But I don't know if there were border restrictions or not when it was happening. I wouldn't surprise me because the U.S. was one of the first countries to be smallpox free.
Mm-hmm.
But smallpox is also one of those viruses that know when the person has it.
True.
And it's most contagious when it's visual.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with like Ebola. Like everyone always freaks out about Ebola. And part of that is because for a good amount of time, people thought Ebola was an airborne virus. It's not. You have to touch infected fluid.
Oh, so it's waterborne, just like COVID.
Yeah, but with the infected fluid, unlike COVID, you can see the infected fluid because when somebody coughs, it's usually riddled with blood because it's Ebola. That's what Ebola do. Ebola make blood go everywhere. Also, the reason that
bloodbath.
Yeah, you could. How has Bloodbath not written a song called Ebola?
It's probably a little too on the nose and tacky.
And Eat Me isn't?
It's called Eaten. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. How could I have forgotten?
I mean, different time. It's an early record versus I mean, I'm sure there is a band out there I'm pretty sure there is just a band called Ebola or something. I had something on Primus, but it's just about a tour, so skip it. Well, they rescheduled their I forgot that they were planning a tour where they were covering an entire Rush album. I'm like, that's really
kind of neat.
I'm like, I don't really like Rush.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't like prog that much, especially early prog rock. It's not really my thing, but
Rush is good.
I'm just not into. I'm not into prog.
It's fine. You can be wrong about things. I get it.
Look, I respect Rush. I'm not a big fan. I mean, to be fair, I haven't exactly sat down and tried listening to a ton of them. I know Tom Sawyer and it's Z's. There's like Z's in the I don't know what song it's called, but I don't know. I don't listen to Rush. But anyway, Primus was doing a tour, And I would have been like, yeah, I'll go see it as long as it's like a double set, like the one time I saw them. But they have other acts, one of which I think is the Sword. Yeah, Wolf Mother, the Sword, and Battles, I guess, are on them as on the tour as well. They're playing the album A Farewell to Kings. I don't know what record that is. I actually haven't heard of that one, but I'm a little less likely to go. I mean, I might. I've heard the Sword is pretty good too. From my memory, they're kind of like Black Sabbath-y, like groovy Black Sabbath-y.
Yeah, kind of.
So it'd be like I'm not saying I wouldn't go and see it. I'm just I wouldn't know much of the Rush set. But they are here, September 16th at a place called The Lawn. I think that's just off campus.
Wow.
I don't remember. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently come September, but for now, well, there we go. We talked about the Primus thing. Next.
There we go.
Mudvayne have reunited.
Yep. I saw that.
And that's kind of cool. I'm not big into Mudvayne.
Can't wait for more Burberding.
Burberding. Here we go. Nuclear Blast. Drop Rings of Saturn.
Oh,
Quote,
yeah.
We do not tolerate threats. If you don't know, Lucas Mann was being Lucas Mann and got Rings of Saturn kicked off of Nuclear Blast Records.
Now, I want to know what the rest of the band did, because I know for a fact they went to the studio, and I don't know if it was to apologize or they were being dumb.
I do not have an update on that. As of this posting, neither Rings of Saturn nor Lucas Mann have commented on the situation. Nuclear Blast has not specified why Mann allegedly threatened to condemn the label. Apparently Mann got mad because they weren't heeding to a bunch of weird demands, but they didn't tell us what those demands were. Yeah, I don't like Rings of Saturn.
I mean, I don't like Rings of Saturn, so I don't care either way, but I don't know. Maybe don't be stupid and threaten the people that give you money.
True. It's very true. Do not bite the hand that feeds. Mitchell!
Yes.
I found a list! But it was at the bottom of another article, so I'm just going to keep that pulled up. Anyway, it was not part of my main lineup. This one is so stupid. And if
this is why I'm going to keep us at 9:00. Maybe it'll stop you from bringing up Corey Taylor and Liss.
What's your opinion on Danzig?
I fucking hate Danzig and the rest of that band.
Misfits?
Yeah, because I really don't care for fucking whatever stupid idiot guitar player man is.
I don't know his name either.
Glenn,
is it Danzig? I thought it was Danzig.
It's one of the two. Who cares?
Glenn Danzig says a punk explosion wouldn't happen with today's quote woke
bullshit.
Yeah, which I saw that
is
cancel culture.
It's BS.
Yeah,
people realize that punk is pretty woke, right?
Like
the whole idea of it.
The whole point is being woke as fuck. People say dumb things.
Like, I guess his argument was like, oh, Last Caress, the song touches on killing babies and raping mothers.
We still have Cannibal Corpse. It's fine.
Yeah, I had an interesting conversation about that the other day. Some person was trying to, or it wasn't me, it was my buddy, sent me a message on Discord, or whatever, Facebook, Discord, same thing. With like some screen caps of somebody like ripping into Corpse Grinder. It was on that recent viral post that was like, hey, Corpse Grinder like donates all of the stuffed animal things he wins on tour. It's like, that's kind of cool. Or like, it's kind of heartwarming. And she was this person was trying to like peg Corpse Grinder as a bad person because of lyrics that Chris Barnes wrote. Because Cannibal Corpse has kind of dropped a lot of the more misogynistic aspect of their lyrics, and it's mainly horror movie stuff now.
Yeah, which, bands grow. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it sucks. But anyway, Danzig's dumb. That's nothing new.
By the way, the idiot I was thinking of was Doyle.
Agreed.
Yeah, I fucking hate Doyle.
Isn't Doyle dating
Yes.
the chick from Arch Enemy?
Yes.
Okay.
They're both vegan idiots. Not that veganism makes you an idiot. I'm not saying that. They're just really obnoxious about it. Especially Doyle, because he's like, look, I got muscles.
Danzig is a weird-looking man.
Yeah. I didn't know Dave Lombardo was in Misfits.
I did not know that.
Huh.
Interesting.
He deserves better.
Last music news, in terms of actual news, we have music to talk about, obviously. Rammstein react to... Apparently there was a Russian activist that got imprisoned for sharing a Rammstein music video.
Yeah, because their fucking music videos are gross. And the one that he showed was a porno. Like, they have at least 2 songs that are just them fucking people. Like, straight up shoving their dick inside people. It's not even, like, fake or anything. It is just them railing some people to their music.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was for one of those videos. Yeah, but like for the dude to be imprisoned for it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's not great. That sucks. But I guess there's a law against porn in Russia, which I did not know about.
I didn't know that either.
And so the guy decided to show porn that just happened to be a music video. And so I'm like, I get it. You know, more power to you, man.
No, apparently the music video, it's not actually the Rammstein members in it. They just superimposed their heads onto so it's like literally they just rented like a porn movie. It was like, can you Photoshop our heads on the people?
That's just as dumb.
It's also
still
dumb.
Porn. I know one of the songs is called Pussy.
That's
which
this
is gross.
One. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And there's another one.
I think I actually know one line from that song, and I always found it funny, but I never listened to the whole song. The only line I know is, I can't get laid in Germany. Like, that's kind of funny. But
I don't like Rammstein.
I as a general, I'm not into Rammstein. I like a couple of songs. Ishville, which was used in the Destroy All Humans remake trailer. I like that. No idea what they're saying. It's probably gross, but and then Du Hast, but you know,
that's my issue is like
Du Hast.
All their lyrics are like super gross. It was like one of my favorite songs, which I never forget what it's called. Wow. I always forget what it's called. But one of the lines is literally barbed wire in my urethra. And I'm like, I don't want that.
That's just a Cannibal Corpse lyric at that point.
Yeah, I'm not even listening to death metal. This is industrial metal. Come on now.
But one of the members from Rammstein posted on Instagram, I'm aware of the Andriy, gonna try this, Borovikov?
Sure.
Case,
that sounds Russian.
Andrei Borodikov. Yeah. According to media reports, a lawsuit was filed against him for sharing the Rammstein video, quote, pussy, on Russian social networks. I very much regret that Andrei has been sentenced to imprisonment for this. The harshness of the sentence is shocking. Rammstein has always stood up for the freedom of art as a guaranteed basic right of all people. So, I mean, yeah, kind of sucks that he got arrested. Hopefully, like, he's not in jail for long.
It's Russia, though. By the way, the song I was thinking of is CHTHONIC.
Cool. Not a song I've ever heard.
It's a really good one. Very catchy and tell you lyrics.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, who cares? If you can't understand it, you can't understand it.
See, but that's the difference. I know German.
Oh, gotcha.
Not well. I don't know German well.
But you know the words German. For barbed wire and urethra?
Well, I looked specific. It up, and then I could never forget it. And then I could never forget it.
Do you know the words off the top of your head? Can you say them?
I do not, actually.
See, you forgot. You can go listen to that song now.
I'm listening to it right now. I forgot that his microphone is a dildo in this music video.
Oh, of course it is. The picture, one of the pictures from Rammstein that always like messes me up a little bit, and I don't know why. It's the picture of the singer. He's staring at the camera. He's all messed up looking, but he has, I guess he has like a lit light bulb in his mouth or something. But it looks
he has
real
an LED.
freaky. Yeah, it looks super freaky. I'm like, what is that? And then I realized, oh, it's just a light. It's like, geez.
Hey, fun thing. He does that in his music video.
Oh, see, I think Rammstein are pretty creative in terms of like live sets and art direction.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least some of them, if not all of them, are pyrotechnics. Or pyrotechnicians.
Oh, really? That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, no, their live shows are fucking amazing. Like, even though I'm not big on their music, I would probably go see them live because their shows are ridiculously wild in terms of visuals.
Like flamethrowers and stuff. Yeah.
Like, the lead singer literally has a mechanical angel wing that shoots fucking fireworks off that he wears. And I think he has a crossbow bolt that shoots shit like that. Jeez. There's a part where they do a magic trick, I guess, and they throw the keyboardist into a tub and then pour molten metal all over him.
Okay.
He's totally fine. It just sparks a lot.
Yeah. Fair. All right. For the next
this song isn't as catchy as I remember.
The next trick,
it's still good.
Kill keyboard player. I keep forgetting they're German and not Russian.
Yeah,
but the story. Duh.
Just so you know, Rammstein is a village in Germany.
I did not know that.
I actually went there.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the place that my dad and I left Germany. So that was nice. All right.
Oh, you sent the Rammstein song.
Yeah. I also wanted to see if I can just find like examples of their pyrotechnics and shit. Ooh, I'm hungies.
We probably have like another hour and a half, brother.
I have not eaten at all.
Oh, usually you order something and then, you said, I just ordered food. And then 2 hours later, I'll be waiting for you to hop on call because it takes you 2 hours to eat something, apparently.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm trying not to die.
We have a show to record, Mitchell.
No one listens.
I will have you know that we have at least 5 listens that are me.
Right.
Continue. News.
Ooh, that's great. Ted Nugent performed at a maskless event while having flu-like symptoms days before COVID-19 diagnosis.
Yeah, I mean, knew that.
Who could have thunk that he would do something that dumb? Who the fuck still goes and listens to Ted Nugent?
A lot of people, unfortunately.
Dumb. Real dumb. Gojira. Let's try that name again. Gojira.
Gojira. Na.
Gojira have announced a fall 2021 tour. America.
Yeah. I'm semi-excited for it.
No Indiana dates.
Slight bummer. I noticed that.
I don't know if I'm going to see them or not. I am kind of stoked about one of the people that they are touring with. I don't know who the hell Knocked Loose is.
If you want to know, they are a fairly popular, like, hardcore band at the moment.
They are also touring with Alien Weaponry. And for people that don't know who Alien Weaponry is, they are actually an indigenous metal band.
Surprisingly, I know of them.
They're pretty popular. They're from New Zealand, but they're part of the indigenous tribe that is in New Zealand. Oh, yeah, I'm not even going to fucking try. That has accents on it that are those accents I have seen before? It's got a line above an A. Nope. No. They're from tribes in New Zealand, so there you go. And I think that's pretty cool. And I think that goes really well with Gojira's new, like, I mean, Gojira has always been naturey, and they even have, like, on the link, they talk about, like, Indians. I think they have a song. They do have a song called Indians on there.
It's the one song I know off that record.
It's a pretty good song. Not my favorite off of there, but it's pretty decent.
It's good until the vocals come in.
Sure, we can say that. I haven't listened to the link in a very long time, but I think that's pretty cool, and I want more people. There's like an article I've read several times because I wanted new music, and it's like an article of like the top 10 indigenous metal bands. I'm like, ooh, neat.
Yeah.
It's just like I have an entire list of metal bands from Botswana, because they have a really big metal scene in Botswana, Africa. And like, you should Google pictures just labeled Botswana metal cowboys. I'm not joking. This is how like the metal fans dress up.
Botswana metal cowboy. Okay. Yeah. All right. Pictures. Vice articles.
It's
Okay.
pretty neat.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It's very leathery.
Because it's very leathery. Because people are constantly like, oh, well, metal's just popular here in Europe. And then I'm like, Africa, South America, here's some Asian bands.
Yeah.
Like, what do you not get about this is a global genre.
Metal isn't even real.
Yeah, well, let's go with that. Oh, no, I'm trying to find... Marilyn Manson saying his abuse allegations are provably false. We'll see about that, bucko. I know I had one. I can't find it anymore. I remember off the top of my head. Okay. I can't find this article. I swear to God, it was right here. Oh, I just passed it. Okay. Freddie Lim says CHTHONIC will not be touring for the foreseeable future. For you and a bunch of other people that don't know, CHTHONIC is a Taiwanese band. They are called, in quotes, the Black Sabbath of Taiwan. They don't sound like Black Sabbath. It's just in terms of popularity. That's really disappointing. However, it makes perfect sense why not. For people that don't know, Freddie Lim, who is the lead singer of CHTHONIC, is an elected official in Taiwan, and he has been for quite a bit of time. And I don't think they've toured since then. They've done shows in Taiwan, but that's not hard to do because he's there. And he did it, like the last show he did, I think, was on like the actual Capitol grounds. But yeah, he's part of the legislative branch of Taiwan as an elected official, which, I mean, I love telling people that fact because people are like, hey, respectable people would never be in metal. Fucking legislative branch.
Yeah.
And he's like in a... CHTHONIC is hard to put in a genre because they do so many things. It's like blackened, death, melodic, symphonic, folk. The folk is kind of hard because it's Eastern instruments that you would probably see in symphonies, but not always. There are a lot of things, but like he actually wears like corpse-ish paint and everything. They've changed up the style since. Now they don't like do their face white, and they just put traditional like Taiwanese symbols that are like homage to like gods and stuff, which goes with their last album, The Battle of Azura, or Battlefields of Azura, or something like that.
The Battle of Yaldabaoth?
Shut up. Even if I like that record, shut up.
Yeah, we've vaguely talked about CHTHONIC before.
Yeah. And I really like them, and it's very disappointing because I've really wanted to see them live. I've watched them live on YouTube. They're amazing. They've even performed with the yodeling chicken man from Japan.
The what now?
This will be something that you might have to see in the future. It is fantastic. The yodeling chicken man. He's just an old Japanese man who knows how to yodel, and he has a song called Chicken Attack.
Uh-huh.
It's fantastic. And CHTHONIC did the song with him live.
Uh-huh. The yodeling Chicken Man.
The yodeling Japanese chicken man.
The only person that can defeat the Arizona Penis Man.
Sure.
I need you to...
No,
it's not just me making something up.
That's interesting. There was a drummer's corpse propped up behind his kit at his funeral.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's neat. I don't know if we ever talked about it, but there was a guy. This is quite old news, but there was a kid who turned his uncle's skeleton into a guitar.
I do vaguely remember that, yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it. At first, I was like, wow, that's kind of creepy. But then he talked about how his grandfather or his uncle would have really liked that and everything. It was like, well, as long as that's fine, that's fine. And it was more of less because his uncle gave his body to science. And then the college that was using his body was like, yeah, we're done with this. So what do you want us to do with it? And he was just like, I'm going to build a guitar out of it. And they're like, well, that's not weird. Here you go.
I remember one podcast that I listened to brought it up, but I completely forget who it was.
Well, was it possibly Distorted Entertainment?
I do not think we've ever talked about it. We may have brought it up in passing, but
people should look it up. It looks cool as hell. Like, I'm not even going to fucking lie. I mean, that's brutal as hell. It looks horrendously uncomfortable to play though, because you have to like shove your arm up into the rib cage to get to the strings to the pluck and stuff. And no, thank you. Oh, this is important. And this will be the last music news that I share. Actually, no, I take that back. There's two now. The lead singer of Cynic, who, what's the best way I can say this? You know, I can't. The guitar player singer of Cynic has said that the brand new album will be coming out this year, which is fantastic. For people that don't know, Cynic has had a really hard 2020 because their drummer and I want to say bass player both passed away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we brought that
up. And then the final news, just because I want to bring it up, because why not, is there is a new band headed by the lead singer of Lady Baby.
No clue who that is.
You don't know Lady Baby?
No.
It is one of my favorite music groups. Not to listen to, though. Just to show people. It's known as probably your favorite genre term of all time, Japanese kawaii metal.
So baby metal.
Yeah, I mean, they would fall into kawaii metal. It's Japanese pop metal for people that actually want a less cringy term. But Lady Baby is, instead of three girls, it's two girls and then a really buff man dressed up in very cutesy outfits.
Okay.
The two girls sing, and the man growls, and he's the lead singer, and it is really fucking hilarious. And I've watched interviews with the guy, and he's super fucking cutesy in all the in all the interviews, and it's hilarious. But yeah, he has a new band called Baby Beard. So,
okay,
there you go. Oh, and he was an Australian male professional wrestler.
Okay.
So
what's the guy's name?
His name was Richard McGarry. Magarey.
Richard McGarry. Wrestler. Oh, his name is literally just Ladybeard. I've seen pictures of this. Yeah, I've seen pictures of this guy.
But you have never listened to him?
No.
You have to. Like, not right now.
Oh, this picture, the thumbnail of the video. I might have heard this.
I will just send it to you either way.
They're doing like, I was about to say it's the three of them and they're doing a weird like dance in the thumbnail, but then I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably all of their thumbnails.
They're fun. It's fun. It's not anything that I love or anything, but I think it's funny to watch, and they're clearly having a fucking grand ass time doing it. And that's all I care about.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They're supposed to. What you're doing is supposed to be fun, Morty, and
we're losing it, Ethan. We still got to get to the meat and potatoes.
We do. Okay, so I'm gonna go really quick through the video game news, and then we can either.
Just go.
Quick. Red Faction Guerrilla's lead tech designer reveals a smashing new destruction sandbox. It looks kind of cool, and Red Faction Guerrilla was definitely one of my favorite games in terms of, like, I would play the demo all the time just to destroy stuff. Like,
I haven't actually not played Red Faction Guerrilla. I own it. I haven't played it.
It's fun, and the multiplayer is pretty fun too.
Probably dead now.
Well, yeah, but it's a thing that you can host, so...
fair enough.
I've only ever played it with like one other person before. And then, so that's going to be on Steam later this year, apparently. It doesn't look like it has... Oh, it's called Instruments of Destruction. I can't remember. Are you a fan of Riot Games?
I like the League of Legends.
Oh, okay, so they're League of Legends. Headline, Riot will start recording Valorant voice chat to root out toxic players. Oh, yeah, I saw that. It's interesting. It's also creepy. It is a bit creepy.
Like, I get what you're trying to go with, and I know it's mainly an AI that's going to be listening, but getting into a Black Mirror episode here.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, Paradox Interactive has signed a deal with Hivemind, the production company behind the Witcher series on Netflix, to produce television and movie projects in the world of Darkness tabletop games. So that's Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, stuff of that nature. And just because I've been getting into that
is Blades in the Dark included in that, or is that's a different game, isn't it?
What's the what?
Blades in the Dark.
Let me look
That's a different game, isn't it?
Blades in the Dark or of the Dark? Blades in the Dark, I see it. Blades in the Dark RPG. No, that's created by Evil Hat Productions.
Okay, different studio. Got it.
Different studio, but also interesting because that particular company also has made a Dresden Files RPG.
Ooh.
So it's kind of interesting to me. But their big one is Fate. And a lot of their stuff.
Fate is a very interesting system.
Yeah, and a lot of their stuff uses the Fate system, including the Dresden Files one. But no, World of Darkness is the head of them, and their biggest one is Vampire the Masquerade. Obviously, people know that from Bloodlines. And then they did release a Werewolf the Apocalypse game last year, but it was not well received.
Yeah, it didn't look really good.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. It's also like... I vaguely remember when I interviewed Anders Kolsefny from the original Slipknot record. Like that.
You actually did a interview him?
Yeah, I interviewed him in high school.
Oh, that's right. Okay, for some reason I thought that was something you wanted to do but never did.
I was thinking about trying to have him on to guest spot in a cover of one of the old Slipknot songs.
That's what it was.
But my problem is nobody I've talked to who is capable of either tabbing out or learning stuff by ear has actually gone through with doing so, and I'm kind of stuck on it at the moment.
Fair.
In general, musically. But a lot of the lyrics for the Mate Feed Kill Repeat record were just based off of Werewolf the Apocalypse. So it's like that's not cringe now that I think about it, but whatever. So yeah, that's all I got when it comes to news. I do have that list. I don't know if we're gonna do it today. I'll keep it in the back pocket at least for the time being. So before we get into the albums of the day.
Wait.
I have a lot of music I want to talk about.
Oh, that's great, but I have video game news.
Oh, you okay, go. I didn't know you had video game news.
Okay. Titanfall 2 has gotten another resurgence, which is beautiful, and I love you people for that.
Horrible game.
Fuck you. Titanfall 2. Play the multiplayer. It's fun as fuck. I want Titanfall 3. Respawn, work on it. There's a really cool game on PS5. It's a new roguelite. I really want it. It's called it's called what? Oh shit, I forgot.
That's a great question. I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
It's
something.
It's like Resurgence, but not
PS5 roguelite. Returnal.
Yes. That looks fucking killer as shit. I watched somebody play it. I want it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Northern Lion playing it. He's like the roguelite guy. But for a AAA roguelite, that in and of itself kind of piques my interest, but I don't have a PlayStation 5, so.
Yeah. The controls look fun. The story looks really interesting. People love the haptic feedback on it. It also utilizes the PS5's weird trigger system that they have, which is partial. Yeah. You can use partial polling, which is cool. I can see where that would be very useful. It's definitely going to take players who've never had partial polling controls to get used to that. Apex Legends added a new character. She is the daughter of a boss from Titanfall 2, and that's pretty cool. They're bringing stuff back to Titanfall 2 even more than they were before. Burrito.
So are those technically like in the same universe?
They are 100% the same universe.
I didn't know that.
The guy that runs the Apex games is literally the main bad guy from Titanfall 2.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a mercenary group that is hired by the IMC called the Apex Predators.
Gotcha.
And he's like the only surviving member of the Apex Predators after you get through with them in Titanfall 2. And Titanfall 2 happened like 50 years before Apex Legends, I believe. And like the IMC war is over, though I have no clue who won in that because it's never been told. And this is 50 years in the future.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure the war is over anyways. But yeah, no, they're 100% the same universe through and through. All the like 90% of the weapons are from Titanfalls 1 and 2. And a lot of the abilities are also from Titanfalls 1 and 2. Just gotcha. not the characters, and like I said, the story takes place 50 years later. So, though one of the characters is a former IMC soldier, which IMC were the bad guys. Anyways, I'm holding Succotash now, so that's great. Horizon Zero Dawn was free. I don't know if it still is. Fantastic game. I'm still playing through it, but I am loving every minute of it. If you have the PlayStation Network and you want to play a really good open world game that has a lot of strategy and stealth, go download it now. It's great. Fantastic. Other video game news, I don't think I have any more. I did read an article that said it's a real bad time to start trying to build a computer.
Yeah.
There's Silk kit storage, shit like that. They were even talking about just buy a pre-made computer, which is unheard of.
That's something that I've kind of been looking at, to be honest, but don't really have the money to blow.
I will say pre-made computers are a lot better than they used to be. You still obviously would save more money building your own, but with how things are going now, maybe not. Yeah. I think that's it in terms of video game news. I mean, Resident Evil Village comes out soon. That's pretty neato burrito.
Yeah.
I don't plan on playing it, but I'll probably watch Markiplier play it. Or Prod. I really like Prod. Anyways, that's it. Let's talk music.
Okay. I'll go through the singles first. I've been listening to a lot of stuff recently. Last episode, I briefly brought up that The Devil Wears Prada was coming out with a sequel to their highly regarded Zombie EP. And at the recording of that episode, I was like, they don't have a single out for it. Lo and behold, they released a single. This one is called Termination, and it is fine. It's I mean, it's heavier than their last release. Their last release, I guess, went into more of a post-hardcore direction, which is why I did not like it very much, from what I've heard. This definitely has a lot of the cool, like, chug-a-lugs and some cool things. Vocally, Haronika's, I found out I've been saying his name wrong. It's Haronika. I'm like, I should not have to pronounce every letter of your name. It's like Trevor Sternad from...
Haronika, is that Harambe's sister?
Haronika sounds better than he has recently, but he still sounds, like Mike Haronika. All in all, it's fine. I'm
sorry, that reminded me of I don't know why, it reminded me of a fucking Game Grumps bit, Mike Karuba.
Yep. Yeah, Termination. It's better than some of the other stuff they've put out in recent years. It didn't exactly raise my hypes for Zombie 2. I'll probably end up listening to Zombie 2. It's going to be 5 songs, whatever. So we'll see how it goes.
Succotash again.
Yeah, that's cute. Another metalcore band that I liked when I was in high school. And it's weird because they're actually like really good musicians. Their music is a lot more good than most metalcore bands. They're called Wolves at the Gate. I enjoy them. I was introduced briefly to their very first release where they didn't have their current vocalist because my physics teacher was friends with them. So he burnt... Yeah, it was kind of cool. He burnt me their initial album called Captors. It was one of my favorite records when I was younger, and I just kind of never followed up with it. I was like, yo, Wolves the Gate, they're pretty good. I've seen them a couple times live. And then I just never really kept up. So when I was listening to the new Devil Wears Prada track, of course, YouTube is putting up like, here's the latest, hottest metalcore songs. I was like, oh, hey, Wolves of the Gate's in here. Song called Stop the Bleeding. So, out of curiosity, I clicked on it. It's pretty good.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I was waiting for like incredible disappointment.
No, this was actually a pretty good track. I mean, it's not mind-blowing. It's still metalcore. But when it comes to metalcore, especially bands that I used to enjoy, that I have now revisited, it's a good track. Like I said, nothing spectacular. I even think you would probably tolerate it. I don't know. I like it. I think the production is fine.
I love how you're like, you'll probably
You're not big on metalcore, so like
This is true.
You would like it more than the Devil Wears Prada song.
Yeah.
And then the third metalcore track that I listened to, we've briefly talked about Beartooth because we couldn't decide what they were. Because neither of us really listened to it. They're pretty metalcore. Little Genty, exactly like we guessed. But they popped up in the list as well. I was like, well, I've never listened to these guys. Why not? Song called Hell With It. It's good. I could actually maybe see myself listening because to the upcoming record that it's for. Again, nothing super spectacular, but when it comes to current metalcore that I don't immediately go like, this is trash. I didn't immediately think it was trash. So,
did you later think it was trash?
No, I listened to it again today on the way home, and I thought it was still pretty enjoyable. Didn't like it like as much as the first listen. Felt like it dragged on a little bit in the middle, but it certainly wasn't horrible. Like I didn't, completely X out of it within the first minute and a half. I'd be interesting to listen to some of their other things. I've heard good things about Beartooth. A lot of my buddies from high school are into them. Just never something I've really looked up at the moment. Any input on any of those?
It's metalcore.
Metalcore. Brings me to At the Gates.
Yeah.
Legendary Swedish death metal, mellow death rather.
There we go.
Sorry. Forefathers At the Gates release a brand new single.
I don't like how you're hyping this up.
The vocals are trash.
I like his vocal style, but even I was like...
His voice is blown out. It has barely any distortion in it at all. It is straight trash, and I will never listen to this song again.
Oof. I think that might also be why you don't like New at the Gates.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, the other At the Gates, because I've listened to both, I think, of the newer records, at least one of them, and they were, I mean, his vocals weren't horrible there, but you could definitely tell that he has strained himself. And I'm not one of those people that's saying, oh, why doesn't he sound the exact same as 30 years ago? Because he's old now.
It's
like,
legitimately also like 20 to 30 years ago.
Exactly. Your voice changes. I don't think I'm going to sound the same when I am 30 years older. I hope I don't make it 30 years older. But here's the thing. No, his musically, I thought the song was actually very, very good. I thought maybe the intro was a little overstated. You know, it was a whole minute and a half before anything really started happening.
Which probably tells you that this is probably going to be the starting track.
Probably, yeah. But I did like, it kind of had a little bit of a Blackened feel right before the music actually hits, because you have some more tremolo type leads.
Yes.
Going into it. I liked the music a lot. And it's, so, I'm being harsh on the vocals. I'm a vocalist. Yes. I'm a snob.
Ooh, look at me.
They're not good. They're not the worst I've ever heard, obviously. And maybe saying I would never listen to this song ever again is a bit of an overreach. I was listening to it.
I definitely see where you're coming from. It doesn't make me hopeful, but I didn't hate it. It's to me, it's just like, oh, At the Gates is doing another thing. Cool. I'll probably pre-order it and buy it.
You shouldn't. I don't think you should pre-order it. I don't think you should.
I've liked the last two. So I don't know. I'm still stoked. They're very good writers at the very least. For Mellow Death.
Yeah.
Speaking of At the Gates, I know Ethan probably forgot, but I have to shame myself this last week.
Oh yeah, I did forget about this.
Yeah, I could have kept my mouth shut. This was last week was the first time that I'd ever listened to Slaughter the Soul all the way through.
This poser yells at me constantly. At the Gate, Slaughter the Soul. At the Gate, Slaughter the Soul. Great record. Never even listened to it fully. I've done that. You poser. Next, you're going to be saying,
wrong? Was
you
I
weren't wrong? But you had no basis for it.
That's did like me too. Other people's opinions.
No, because I could bring up plenty of opinions about bands that you may not have liked on this show, and they would prove you wrong.
No, that's not how it works. Now, okay, so I do want to quickly brief on why that happened. Shut the fuck up. I have listened to a good amount of the record, but for some reason in high school and early college, I remember the record sounding like garbage. Not like garbage as in it wasn't good, but like, 90s recording. I remember just hating it. It's the same reason I haven't listened to that much Death. I know Death is good. I've heard Death, but a lot of the, production I just can't get past, which is when they did those remasters and everything. Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know what younger Mitch was thinking, because that production's really fucking good on there.
Yeah, it pioneered the Friedman guitar miking technique.
It's a great record through and through. What can I say? I hate young Mitch. He had his life together, but didn't have good music taste.
I hate 2 weeks ago, Mitch. What are you talking about?
Is that not younger Mitch?
I guess.
Except I didn't have my life together 2 weeks ago. But
we hate our lives.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I like New At the Gates, but I definitely Slaughter the Soul, fantastically written record through and through.
Oh yeah, great song, great song too, but great album.
It was fantastic song, great album.
I still think Blinded with Fear is the best track. I think
that's fair. I don't know. I really liked Slaughter the Soul and some of the other stuff. The ones that had like acoustic guitar, I was like, ooh.
Anyways, I just love that such a great riff. But
It is.
And then Flesh God Apocalypse's cover of it is trash.
I don't think it's the best cover, but it's definitely better than their Blue Bada Bada cover.
I mean, that song sucks to begin with, though.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a man of culture and taste.
Mitchell. Mitchell. You know what I reintroduced myself to the other day?
Oh, God. What?
Crazy Frog.
Why would you do that?
Because a really stupid meme popped up on Facebook, and I was like, oh yeah, Crazy Frog existed. And exist it does again. He's back. He's coming back with a new album this year. And I want every one of you Hulkamaniacs to tweet Crazy Frog to cover cattle decapitations, forced gender reassignment. I've literally tweeted Crazy Frog's account saying that if he doesn't cover death metal, I'm going to be disappointed.
I think I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah. Spam tweet Crazy Frog. Do it.
Also, I've been seeing a lot of Battlefield 6 news, and I keep bugging DICE and just saying, make Battlefield 2143, you fucking cowards.
Yeah. I keep trying to bully 2K games into making a Darkness 3, and they're not biting.
Or, remaster Darkness 1 and 2 would be cool too.
True. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Those are cool games.
You see they're remastering Life is Strange Before the Storm already?
That's fucking funny. I mean, it don't look good, let's be fair.
Well, but okay, so let me back up. Deck 9 is putting out a new Life is Strange game. Cool.
Yep. Isn't it supposed to be the last one?
I don't know. All I know is that it's not episodic this time. It's all self-contained.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. And Deck 9, obviously not the original creators. That would be
God, I love that rapper.
Deck 9, shut up. So Life is Strange,
Deck
and then
9.
Life is Strange. Life is Strange before this. Refocus. Life is Strange Before the Storm was made by Deck 9. It was a prequel to the original Life is Strange that was created by Don't Nod. For the new release of the game, the next game that I actually don't know the title of off the top of my head, they're remastering Life is Strange 1, which desperately needs a remaster.
It do.
It's not. Look, like some of the environments and stuff are decent. Like it doesn't look horrible, but the character models and the lip syncing make me want to die. But Before the Storm, came out in 2016, I think.
Is that the one where you follow her goth friend?
Yeah, Chloe. I actually preferred Before the Storm a hair more than the original.
Oh wow,
it's a good game.
I have never played any of the Life is Strange games. I watched my senior college roommates play it for a bit, and I got the wonderful scene of when you get the option to kiss Chloe, and then
so like the very end of the game.
Oh, is that towards the end? Oops.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's near the end.
But there was like a thing where like you could kiss her and then you would jump back in time.
Yep, that's the very end.
Yeah. And then if you did that, she just made a comment like, you probably jumped back just to see what it was like. And I fucking died laughing. That was some good writing.
I will say the writing of the original Life is Strange game is not that good. Or it has it has a little bit of cringe.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean...
I'm ready for the mosh pit Shaka Bra. Probably my favorite line in any video game. And... But I'm actually streaming Life is Strange 2 right now, and it's good. Little heavy-handed with the racism, because your character is Hispanic. Pretty heavy-handed with the racism. Like, literally, you get abducted by a racist old man and get locked up and handcuffed in the back of his gas station, and he kicks you in the throat and says, "This is why we need to build a wall." Little heavy-handed.
Wow. Did Corey Taylor write this game?
No, it would be some French boys that wrote it. It could have been Joe Duplantier. But I don't think he's part of... Yeah.
I'm sorry, there was nothing about environmentalism in that.
There's definitely environmentalism, at least in the first game.
Well, okay then.
Anyway, cool.
Oh, we forgot to talk one music thing. Unless we don't want to. Which
I was about to go into the albums. If you would give me a second.
Oh well,
if you would give me a second, I've listened to 3 different albums in the past couple of weeks. 4
was one of them
5.
What about Batushka?
Oh, I'm not even counting Slipknot. I've listened to so many albums. Gojira dropped a new. Huh?
I want you to know it's just 22:42.
Oh, you're still talking in army time. It took me half a second. I was like, isn't that Battlefield game? Anyway, we'll do this semi-quick. So, it's going to be a little weird because I'm going to be talking about the new Gojira album, and the big Gojira fanboy isn't, because he hasn't listened to it yet, the poser.
I haven't gotten the fucking CD. Leave me alone.
I have Spotify.
My name's Spotify. I like my artists to get paid very little amounts of money for me to listen to my music. Yeah, I fucking called you out.
You're about to get a pay cut, though, so blow me. Anyway, I've listened to Gojira's Fortitude once so far. Just because I do have a lot of things. Well, it only came out the other day. I have a bunch of stuff I'm listening to right now. Again, below me. And so, but before that, I also want to kind of bring up the last single they put out, which was called The Chant, which the very first time I heard it, I thought was complete trash. I did not like it at all. Now, that being said, it's fair to say that both Mitch and I have been fairly cautious in our optimism for this next record, given from all of the singles. I will say that in the context of the album, a lot of the singles are better than they were when they originally dropped. I actually do like Another World quite a bit now. Born for One Thing is still great. It's the opener. Let me actually pull up the track list.
And I figured that was probably what was going to happen, because that's kind of what happened with Magma.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if I've listened to all of Magma yet. I need to.
You should.
I've listened to most of it, just not like in, whole.
Don't make me give you Magma.
Please don't give me Magma. I'll listen to that eventually. Born for One Thing, it's still good. That was probably my favorite single. Amazonia is good. I didn't dislike it. Another World was the one I was very about when it originally dropped last year. I do like it a lot now. Off the top of my head, I don't remember Hold On or Newfound. Just off the top of the one listen through. Could be good. I'll come back with that maybe next episode. I'm definitely planning on listening to the record again, at least a couple of times. Fortitude, the title track, is actually a build-up to The Chant. And due to said build-up, it's about 2 minutes. Imagine if Flying Whales had the interlude intro part as its own separate track, and that's kind of like what you have here. Fortitude is about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and originally listening through it, I'm just like, it's kind of weak. Like, I was waiting for something to drop, because I didn't know what the track list was off the top. I didn't, look at it. I just played it. And then, once it dropped into The Chant, I didn't even realize that it was The Chant. I was just grooving. I was like, oh, dude, this is awesome. And then I looked at it, and I'm like, I'm 30 seconds into The Chant. What? I hated this song. So, in the context of the record, The Chant is actually a pretty good song. I'm not sure what about it just didn't do anything for me the first time I listened to it. I don't know. Mitchell.
Yeah.
We get a couple of songs on this record that scratches the way of all flesh.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's how Magma was too. You had
just
things like Silvera.
A couple of brief boys. Those being, one of them being Sphinx. It's the 8th track on the record. Sphinx is pretty good. Sphinx is pretty good. I'm not big on the vocals on Sphinx, though. They kind of go for more of just a straight death metal route with the vocals, which is I'm just kind of not used to with Gojira at this point. Not bad, but I usually expect the more raspy, melodic singing type stuff. I'm sure it'll grow on me after a while. Into the Storm is still fine. The Trails is their soft song of the album. Wasn't huge on it, to be honest. And then Grind is the other song that kind of scratches that middle 3 album itch. It's good. Overall, I do like Fortitude. I haven't like soaked my ears in it long enough to really have an opinion. Like, I don't necessarily agree with Randy Blythe that it's Train. Sometimes I hate my new apartment. I don't necessarily think that it's game changing, like Randy Blythe said.
That was Randy hyping shit. And Randy Blythe, as much as I love the man, has said many dumb things recently.
Yeah. The one review that's currently on Genius.com says he gives it an 11 out of 10. Nah, it's not an 11 out of 10.
I either see reviews being way too harsh, and those people are usually the ones like, it's not much too serious. Where's the whales? Or it's the people that are like jizzing their pants because a French boy made it.
Yeah. So my current opinion is I think it's just due to the fact that it's a new Gojira record, which I've been seeing a lot more backlash to Gojira recently, and y'all are wrong, first of all. Yeah. Like, people are like, Gojira sucks just in general. I'm like, no. Are you okay? Who hurt you?
Have you listened to this?
Yeah. So I think, I think in terms of reviews, I think the best people that have had it is Banger TV. They had a really well done review. I haven't watched the review yet.
Well, Sam, the guy who did Headbanger's Journey, is the one that reviews it. And he reviews it with his kid, who also likes Gojira. His kid has trash opinions. Shit on his 7-year-old kid.
Screw that kid. I hope he's dead.
Screw that fucking kid. He don't know music. It's something I'm looking forward to hearing. I just, I was hoping for not Magma too. It's not that I don't like Magma. It's that I like L'Enfant Sauvage way more. Yeah, absolutely. And, I believe it's Andy plays guitar or something like that. He's a YouTuber. He's pretty good. But he posted that it's like, that months from now, people are going to regard Fortitude as like great, like they did with Magma, when Magma was pretty hated when it came out or whatever, and now people seem to like it. It's just like brand new album syndrome. So, yeah, Gojira's Fortitude, it's decent. It's decent enough for now. I'll see how I feel in the future. It's a Gojira record. It's a new Gojira record.
And then I'll go pretty quick for these next two, because I don't necessarily think they need to be dwelled on too much. New Cannibal Corpse record as well. Kind of a big month for new releases, or big span of time, because technically this is April and Gojira is May. Cannibal Corpse's Violence Unimagined. It's good. It's another Cannibal Corpse record. Has a bit more of a thrashy feel than their last couple of records, which I appreciate a little bit of. It's Corpse, but it has enough different to it that it doesn't feel too stale. Corpse Grinder sounds great on it. Production still great. Good record. My favorite song is probably Surround, Kill, Devour, and I recommend it. And then I listened to the new Offspring record.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. Offspring, Let the Bad Times Roll. It's their first record since 2012. It's been a while. It's okay. It's only about 30 minutes long, and I feel like the front half of it drags so badly, because what do you expect when you come into an Offspring record? You kind of expect high energy.
Yep.
And kind of like happiness, and probably a song about how you hate your ex-girlfriend. That's kind of what you expect with an Offspring record. The first half of this record has no energy. It's so tired. Like, all the songs, I'm like, hey Dex, are you alive? Do you have a pulse right now? Obviously, They're a little bit older now. Something that I noticed, that he's definitely singing in a lower range than his voice. Offspring, especially their older stuff, has more of that higher pitch shout singing. Not really here throughout most of the record. Now, by the halfway point, let me look up the track list real quick. Offspring, Let the Bad Times Roll. By the time you get to the song Coming For You, which is
Hot. It's hot.
I don't think the song's about sex. It could be, but I don't think it is. That's when they have a bit more energy coming in from track 6 down to 12, except for 11 and 12 are more soft like outro tracks. You definitely have a bit more of the Offspring feel to it. But Coming For You was released in 2015. Like, wow. It was a single. Yeah, it was a single from back then. But after that, you have the track We Never Have Sex Anymore. Has a really nice bass line, actually. I think it's a very groovy track. After that, they have an instrumental cover of In the Hall of the Mountain King.
Oh,
which is the it's a minute long. It's actually pretty fun.
Oh, it's only a minute long.
Yeah, but it's a fun listen. The Opioid Diaries is an anti-drug track. It's good enough. It's not my favorite song in the world. And then for track 10, you have a song called Hassan Chop or Hassan Chop, something like that. Kind of has the feel of what's the song? All I Want or Dahui. Just a really fast and upbeat. Let's
punky
party
kind of song.
Yeah, track. After that, you have a piano version of Gone Away, which is a song from 1997. It's good. Originally, I thought they just re-released they re-recorded Gone Away. I'm like, why is Gone Away on this record? But then I got to it. I was like, oh, it's a piano ballad version. And then the outro song is called Lullaby. It's only about a minute long. Oh, Bob Rock did this record. He also did Saint Anger and the Black Album. He's had a long long career. It's fine.
Maybe he should call it quits.
I don't know. It's fine. The record is fine. It's not great, but it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. Yeah. So there you go.
All right, that's the podcast. We're done.
That's it on the forefront. Now we can get into the main event.
I love how you are now self-conscious about the meat and potatoes.
Bite me. I went first last week, so Mitchell!
Ah, shit.
What did you listen to? Everybody knows. It's in the title.
Now, you know what would be funny?
Yeah?
Is if I didn't listen to that.
If you didn't listen to it, I'm going to be a little mad.
Well, Ethan, do I... No, I'm kidding. I listened to it.
Yeah, I haven't. I've had 3 weeks to listen to this. I actually just decided to say screw you and listen to Steely Dan and Wind Chimes for the rest.
I just listened to Anthony Fantano's review of it, and so I'm just going to copy that because he's always right.
Has Anthony Fantano?
I don't know.
None So Vile.
Let's find out.
No, or at least not in its own video.
Fine.
No, he hasn't. But I do.
Anyways, thanks for spoiling. Anyway. I didn't say what record yet. It's Cryptopsy's So Vile. Some techie boys
out of Canada.
Out of Canada, as you get techie boys from, and I would say honestly a pretty classic lineup in terms of like what you would listen to in the 90s. Mm-hmm. If you weren't listening to, your Corpses and your Baths of Blood and all them.
For a second, it took me a second to realize who you were talking about. I was like, Baths of Blood. That's different. I haven't. Oh.
And all them other 90s boys. Yeah, so None So Vile. What do I have to say about None So Vile? Did I listen to None So Vile? I did 3 or 4 times.
I'm a little surprised.
Surprised in the fact that I listened to him, or
so many times, really.
Were you expecting me not to like this by chance, Ethan? Or do you consistently just give me things that you're like, I want to know how he's going to react?
This legitimately was something that I listened to for the first time like a month ago, and I did kind of want to hear your opinion on it, because like you would probably agree that None So Vile is considered to be a classic record.
Oh, for sure.
Now, I did warn you that I do not like the vocals on this record.
Okay, well, they are possibly my favorite vocals of all time. So,
funny.
You're fucking wrong. Way, way above, let me adjust my glasses.
If you say Travis Ryan, I'm going to beat you.
Way above, those Dying Fetus boys.
You know that's not true.
You're right, they're equivalent.
No,
it's fucking equivalent.
They are not equivalent. They are not, because they actually enunciate some of their words.
I'm sorry. I couldn't understand a single fucking thing that they said in Dying Fetus.
Here's the thing. I can, and I can't in Cryptopsy.
Wow, okay. I actually understood some of the Cryptopsy.
I don't believe you.
Like maybe 2 words. Yeah, it sounds like somebody who like knows how to growl, but is making fun of people that growl. Like, you know how like people are like, oh, it's just noise. They just go, burr, 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 burr. But it's actually somebody that knows the technique and everything.
That's debatable.
Wow. Yeah. The vocals aren't great. Instrumentally, fantastic tech record.
Exactly. Yes. My favorite parts are the drums.
I don't think there was a song that I didn't like in terms of instrumentation. Vocals, I remember the first time I listened to it, I was mowing the lawn and I had it on. And I get like maybe halfway through the album and I stop and I let go of the safety handle on the lawnmower so it turns off. And I just take a deep sigh. I'm like, why does he keep doing this to me? Why can't he just give me a record that he knows that I'm going to like? Because what am I, some fucking freak sideshow experiment for you? I've given you nothing but records that I think you'll love.
Here's the thing. This is the only thing I've ever selected that I truly thought that was like, this is probably more likely to be negative than positive. I mean,
are you telling me Primitive Man? You were just like, man, that he's going to get real down with this.
No, okay. I guess that one was another conversation
Primus.
piece. But
clearly
I thought we had never talked about Primus until I gave you Primus.
Are you serious? All. Wow. No, I fucking hate Primus.
You're wrong. But that being said, no, I actually don't think we like have really ever talked about Primus. If we had, it was in such passing that I don't remember. And I gave you Primus initially thinking is like, I don't know. I think he'd like it. It's different. They're good musicians.
That's very true. And that is also very true. They are good musicians.
But then, like, when you reacted to me giving you Primus is the first time I was like, what? Well, bummer. But this is the first time where it's like, I've listened to a classic record. I have thoughts about the classic record. And now I want to know your thoughts about the classic record.
You want me to suffer is what you want me to do. I don't want you
to suffer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You've probably been told in the past, like, you should check out None So Vile by Cryptopsy. It's a classic album. And
actually, before you, no one has ever mentioned Cryptopsy to me.
Really?
100%.
I've heard quite a bit.
I don't know a lot of people that listen to Tech Death, to be fair.
Fair enough.
Most of the people that I talk to are, prog, mellow death, or just like straight death.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're the metalcore boys and deathcore boys that I ignore. Ethan. Anyways.
I am not a metalcore and deathcore boy.
You were, though.
I used to be. You
and your little fedora.
We don't talk about that.
That was my first impression of you.
That's a
here
shame.
Comes the deathcore boy. Then
you did not think that. You did not. You probably thought I listened to ska.
Oh no. I don't know if you remember this. we met in front of Adam Batrich's office.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was the first time.
I don't think I was wearing anything that would assume that I was a metalhead.
Oh, no, but then you started bringing up deathcore.
Mm.
And that's what brought
And
up
I knew of you because Joey talked to me about you before. And he was like, yeah, he doesn't like core. I'm like, I'm going to change his mind.
You just asked both me and Adam looked, and I looked at each other and we were like, no.
I didn't get that vibe from Adam.
No, but
I don't remember. It was the only time I talked to him.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't work there anymore. Yeah. So it's a good record. I did listen to it multiple times, but every time I just was like, I'm just going to ignore the vocals because I can't understand them. What's the point of even trying?
Literally, that's a vocal pattern.
Ethan, I didn't know you had a dog.
No, that's what he said. Look,
I know.
Oh, Lord Worm.
Have they gotten better over time?
Lord Worm's not in the band anymore.
Then that's probably a yes.
So I've never listened to any of their other records. Apparently their album, The Unspoken King, was a weird departure. They had a random just deathcore album. They just decided to do a deathcore album. I've listened to part of that. It's not bad. Of course, everybody else hates it because
it's deathcore.
Cryptopsy decided to do a deathcore album. Sellouts! You know.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
I don't know. Matt McGackie?
McGackie?
Well, he's the same vocalist. So I have heard the new vocalist. It's fine.
Everyone apparently rates None So Vile as their best one.
It's usually between that and Blasphemy Made
Flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I have not heard either.
Well, I'm going to see if the vocals improve right now while we can still talk, because I'm sure it won't take that long. It was a shorter record than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's only about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah,
what album are you going to look at? I'm
listening to Blasphemy.
Oh, you're seeing if it's better from Blasphemy to the next record?
Yep.
So you're trying to see if it's worse. I don't think.
Oh yeah, Blasphemy came out before, huh?
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
What's the last record he was on? No, None So Vile was the last one he was on. Or maybe he was on Mike DeSalvo. Yeah, no, Lord Worm, the last album he was on was None So Vile. Well, no, it said he was in there from... That's not true
worse.
Either. That's not true either. He was in... What is Once Was Not? Is this that's a full length. So he came back for their 2005 record, Once Was Not. If you want to see if he was better from 1996 to 2005.
Well, Blasphemy, no, not great. That wasn't great. That wasn't an experience I needed. It somehow was worse.
I don't believe you.
I look it up. I'll look up Once Was Not.
All right. Hold on. Let's see. What do you know what song you listened to?
I just started from the very beginning of the record.
Between None So Vile and Blasphemy were a couple of other record vocalists. Let's hear this. Oh, this sounds like... Okay, mix.
Wait until the vocals come in.
Okay. I mean, I kind of like the music so far.
Oh, yeah. That's how I felt, too.
The bass is really clear. Okay. His first, wasn't horrible.
Give it time.
I know, I'm going. High wasn't bad. I'm just waiting for him to actually start having lyrics. Yeah. I think it's about the same, to be honest. You still can't understand what he's saying, but he's also I
got good news.
What?
Once Was Not. No different.
Somebody on my Facebook did post the other day that Lord Worm is like the worst vocalist that's ever gotten big. Now, I will posit that is actually Chris Barnes. But
That's 100% Chris Barnes.
Lord Worm is not too far behind.
And let me tell you, I had high hopes for this song that I just sent you.
Oh, you sent me one.
Yeah.
Okay. In the kingdom where everything dies, the sky is... That's an epic title to something.
I had high hopes because, damn, the instrumentation is fantastic.
Okay, all right, I'm checking it out.
Vocals come in at 1:30. Actually, I take it back. They come in at 1:04, and it scares you for a second.
Oh, dude, this music does slap. I don't know if it's the same drummer, but I loved the drummer in None So Vile. And this is great, too. I'm about 50 seconds in.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this weird high he keeps doing?
I don't know. I will say the instrumentation gets into a little bit of chaotic nonsense.
So, I paused it. So my immediate thought is the weird high he was doing sounds interesting. No idea what he's doing. But he at least enunciates a little compared to None So Vile. I think I picked out like one word, which is way more than I did when I listened to None So Vile for the first time. Turning it back on.
Man, I fucking love that cut off into the just like electronic drums.
I actually kind of like. I kind of dig it, to be honest. But it's one of those things that it's like I like it in spite of the vocals, not because of it. Musically, that was actually really cool. I might listen to that record.
It's a little more chaotic for me than I would like, but it's still great.
Yeah, I mean, I even really liked the first part of Blasphemy Made Flesh. I was like, I thought that sounded kind of cool, especially for really early death, for like early, tech death, brutal tech death.
Yeah, get a better vocalist, you foreheads.
Well, so after the after Once Was Not, let me rephrase. Lord Worm was on Blasphemy and None So Vile. They had somebody else for the next two records, Whisper Supremacy and Then You'll Beg. Then he was gone. Lord Worm came back for Once Was Not, and then their current vocalist did their last two records. One of which was The Unspoken King, which is their deathcore release, which I've listened to a little bit of. It's not bad, despite what the 31% on Metallum will tell you. And it's just people are snobby towards deathcore. And then Cryptopsy, the self-titled, also the same vocalist. But he's not too bad from what I remember. Way better than Lord Worm.
We have said Lord Worm way too many times.
That's what he goes by. What's his real name?
Also, apparently, according to my smartwatch, I have slept for 12 hours today. That doesn't sound right.
His real name is Dan Greening.
Yeah, you should go by Lord Worm. He was right.
Left Cryptopsy after None So Vile tour to become an English teacher. ESL teacher for ESL teacher for adults. All right.
Does he enunciate better in classes?
I hope so. Oh, he had an album come out in 2014. The band is called Rage Nucleaire. I'm not going to listen to that right now. Although I didn't I've heard of the band Necrosis, which is apparently Cryptopsy before they were called Cryptopsy. I didn't know that. Yeah, so you liked the music, you didn't like the vocals, which is what I completely expected.
Yeah, it's a thing. There you go.
Do you think if you put your mind in context to 1996, does it improve the quality?
Nope, because At the Gates existed.
Yeah, but Slaughter the Soul is 98, wasn't it?
Yeah, but their other records are still good.
We've talked about their albums before that, and you said you do not like them.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can't listen to Past Mitch anymore. I mean, I also thought apparently that At the Gates is, yeah. So, who knows?
Anyway, yeah.
Other bands that I liked back then existed. There, better.
I mean, I guess, but we're also talking in context of tech death. But
oh well, then in that case, sure.
But I think
I could see where people like it, but at the same time, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just don't like the vocals. I do like the music a lot.
Yeah, and that's where we agree.
Yep, that's about where I'm at. What would you rate it?
That's 6.
A little
maybe
mad
a
that you rated
7.
I'm a little mad that you rated it higher than Dying Fetus, but whatever.
Well, maybe if Dying Fetus was as good as Cryptopsy, it would have been fine.
Oh, shut your mouth.
There's going to be like a day where you take me to a show and I get the 2 vocalists just show up in the back alley.
Just start beating the shit out of you. It's like the scene from Family Guy where Stewie's beating up Brian for his money or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why are you talking trash, man? Why are you talking trash about my man, bro? I'm going to take you to a Dying Fetus show.
No, I won't go. You can't make me. I can't even fit in your tiny Prius.
I will put you in the trunk. Anyway, that was Cryptopsy. So, Mitchell.
Let's get to some real music.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Oh, Mitchell.
You're going to tell me you love it. I know you are.
Mitchell. So,
yep.
Mitchell gave me this band. I'm not going to go into the history of the band because it's kind of confusing.
That's complicated. We don't need to get into that.
They are out of Poland.
They are out of Poland. You are correct in that.
He gave me their album that was released in 2015. The record is called, to my best guess, is Litourgiya.
It sounds pretty.
It was better than your attempt on the last episode. I don't even remember what you tried to say.
I don't remember.
So it's a black metal record. It does have a distinction that it is fairly unique for a black metal record, where they incorporate a lot of different instrumentation, but also like chanting, Gregorian chanting, stuff of that sort.
I will also say they are unique in the fact that it's an 8-string guitar.
It's an 8-string guitar?
Not a lot of black metal. Yep. Not a lot of metal bands do that.
Interesting. I did not know that. Mitchell.
Just tell me you love it and move on.
I don't know if I can say that. But the very first time I listened to this record, I knew in my heart of hearts.
Yes, of course.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
No questions asked.
Yep.
Absolute knowledge that this is the favorite thing you've given me.
What?
This is my favorite thing that you've given me.
There's no fucking way.
And I've listened to all of their other material.
I don't believe you. I do not believe you one fucking bit.
I have not grinned while listening to an album this much in God knows how long. I've listened to this. Admittedly, I've only listened to the record about 3 times, but as I said before, I was listening to their other material. I was listening to all of their other material.
I haven't even done that.
Yeah. So, Litourgiya is the best thing that Mitch has given me on this podcast.
You're saying that over Blackwater Park and Ghost Reveries?
Yes.
Wow.
In terms of like, just like, it might depend on the day, because they're also very different albums and styles.
Fucking hilarious.
I love this album.
And you were so apprehensive at the fact that it wasn't even in English.
I wasn't apprehensive. I was just like, whatever, sure. In context of the album, it doesn't matter. You know, I rarely listen to lyrics anyway, unless if I, really get hooked. But this is really good.
This is fucking funny.
It's a really good album.
I love the record, but I didn't even think it would hit this hard.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so different. First of all, I don't listen to a ton of black metal, so it's a nice change of pace for all of my other music. And then even with the black metal I do listen to, it's very different from that as well. I love the weird instrumentations. They have like sleigh bells going on sometimes, and I love the
What the fuck is happening? This is so fucking weird.
what?
I just am not expecting this.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it either. I was just expecting to say the at most be like, yeah, it's good. But no, like when I was listening to it, I was listening to it at work. And I legitimately just started. No, that's not when I first started. I turned it on the way home from work, and I found out that I was just like grinning on my way home. I'm like, I think
Fucking
the black
hilarious.
metal, like it has the classic black metal aesthetic in terms of like it's not the best produced record in the world. It has a lot of the the tropes, the tremolo picking. I love the vocals. The vocals are great. And I just love the contrast between the softer, that was a bad
That was pretty bad.
it was bad. It's not like when you said Gregorian chanting, I was imagining like throat singing, which isn't the
Gregorian
case.
chanting at all.
Yeah. So that's, for some reason, that was what was in my head immediately going into it. I was like, oh, I was wrong. So I don't really have like specific things because I also can't read what any of the tracks are actually called because it's all in Polish. So
That's
like
fair. And on the first one, they're all labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's true. Oh, I found a translation. So like the first song is called Cleansing, second is Blessing, third is Wisdom, fourth is Grace, 5 is Holy Entrance, 6 is Hope, 7 is Truth, 8 is Salvation.
Wow, that sounds like a very hopeful record.
Yeah, not usually what you would expect for black metal, especially the actual like context of the black metal, but
Is it white metal?
it's not. I don't think it's white metal. It could be, I guess. I doubt it, though.
I hope not. I really hope not, because I hate white metal.
But yeah, I can just say, like, going through the record, it does kind of have a happy feel to it, in my opinion.
They do.
I don't necessarily feel like it's a depressing record. It's certainly not depressive suicidal black metal, which is a genre that exists.
Oh, I did not know that. That's great.
Yeah, that exists. And yeah.
I'm blown away, and clearly this is the turning point in my life. Because not only did I get you to like, a weird band that you can't understand, but I got you to like a black metal band that you can't understand. That's amazing.
It's also funny because the day of me listening to this record, I recommended it to like 5 other people.
Of course you did. I mean, you did the same thing with like Winter Horde and everything, but that's great.
I didn't recommend Winter Horde to anybody. I asked about Winter Horde, and
no, I'm sorry, it was Sluggage. Sluggage was the one.
I don't think I did that either. I don't think
did?
I've really recommended any of the bands that you've done so far, really.
You have told me otherwise, and they are on episodes.
I don't remember.
Of course not.
My
I will
brain's bad.
say, I went through our, I don't know why your brain's fried. It's only 11:30 at night.
Blow me.
I will say, you posted on Facebook a story of you listening to, and it was just like, your Spotify, I'm listening to this.
I do that constantly.
And I, of course, responded with Emperor Palpatine saying good. And then your immediate response was, don't get excited. I'm just happy Instagram finally fixed its share the story option from Spotify.
I was not lying, because for a long time it wouldn't let me share it. For a while I just couldn't do it. Like, why aren't you letting me do it?
Further than that, I was like, sure, Jan. You said you have a lot of faith in yourself. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. 12 out of 15 episodes.
I'm not gonna just come out and be like, oh yeah, this record's real good. I'm not gonna spoil it. Now I will say I almost messed up. So Gage's post on Facebook that I tagged you in.
Yeah.
Right
that I couldn't comment on.
Yeah, right before I tagged you in it, I recommended Abigail Williams and Batushka. I was like, wait. So I had to delete my comment. I had to delete my comment before you looked at it. But I've recommended Batushka to people.
Did you send him all the ones I recommended? Exactly what I said.
I posted it on the thing. I took a screen
Cool.
cap. But like apparently Batushka is a lot more well known than I expected.
Yes, they are, especially with the whole weird shit that's going on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not going to get into that. I have no interest in going into the weird stuff about the band.
All I'm going to say is there, and this is the weird thing. There's 2 Batushkas now, and one of them is suing the other band, and the one that's suing them is only a single guy. So
yeah. So I've also listened. Weird. I've listened to their Urmos album and Rascal, I believe. Both very good albums. I think Litourgiya is still my favorite. Yeah, Batushka's Litourgiya. It's getting a 10. I
don't think you've ever done a 10. I don't even think
neither of us have
got a 10. Damn.
Neither of us have given a 10. This is the first 10 out of 10.
I'm a very happy, proud boy, and this tells me that I probably should give you more black metal.
It's never been something that I've like hated black metal. I just never really had. I've never had a lot of experience with it. Black Kend, yes, but black metal, no.
Here's the thing. I don't like standard black metal, though. True. Emperor does slap, and I do like some Gorgoroth when I'm not paying attention to the lyrics.
Yeah, I've listened to one Gorgoroth record that I liked. I don't remember which one it was.
And for people that are like towards me, I'm atheist. I just think it's really dumb to be like Satan this, Satan that over and over again. Come up with better material, people.
Apparently, New Mayhem isn't bad.
Yeah.
Now, that's interesting because I've tried listening to Freezing Moon and I don't get it.
I've actually never. I don't think I've ever listened to Mayhem. To be fair, I have listened to Immortal.
Yeah,
and they sound silly, and they look.
Is there
silly.
blackened power metal? Hold on.
Of course, there's blackened power metal. Isn't that just Aryan metal at that point?
Before getting into bands, we shall define what blackened power metal is. I don't care. Tell me the bands.
No one cares about that.
I don't care. Tell me the bands. Tell me the bands. Pegasus. Okay. Stormlord. Numenor. 5150.
I have no clue.
That's it? You're only going to tell me like 3 bands? 4 bands?
I'm going to Reddit. Balsagoth. I don't like that name.
Oh, I'm on the same article.
Brimstone.
Would Glory Hammer be in that list?
Don't type that. Don't do it.
On an 8-year-old article. I really enjoy Halloween.
Oh, God. I love how you completely ignored the fact that I just called it Aryan metal.
Yeah, I mean, I was already on to my next joke by the time you said that.
Anyway,
I should start looking on r/metal for like weird stories and stuff.
Yeah, maybe some more bands to recommend me. Who knows? I don't know why, but a hard Arnold Palmer sounds really good right now.
Oh, dude, I got messed up over the weekend and probably not going to drink for a while.
But hard Arnie Palmies are delicious.
I had Everclear.
I know. You were a dumbass. I told you not to.
And Old Smoky Moonshine, but not like the tasty kind.
Oh, you just wanted to die.
Yeah.
Or at least lose your vision.
I threw up a lot.
You're dumb.
I didn't have a hangover, though, so that was kind of cool.
I'm sure that's probably because you were passed out during the hangover period.
No, I drank a lot of water before I went to bed.
Fun fact, they actually do not know what causes hangovers.
I mean,
it's not dehydration.
No. Well, it helps. But yeah, Mitchell.
Yes.
The 50.
I'm still utterly surprised.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was so good. It was so good.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it, and I hope I can give you other bands that maybe not that good, but in terms of black metal,
I think we've peaked.
Probably. Well, guys, since we peaked, that's the end of the show. Ethan has given me mostly things I don't like.
That is not true.
But bangers.
That is not true.
I've been giving him nothing but bangers this entire time.
That is also not true.
Name 5 that are not bangers.
Letters from the Colony.
1.
Desona.
Excuse me.
Ulcerate. Ulcerate was trash.
No.
It was bad.
No, you were just wrong about that one. And
you're wrong about Dying Fetus and Primus. So you can below me.
I
don't know why that's my go-to phrase today. Sorry.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, princess.
Don't you fucking Legend of Zelda 1990s, man, you piece of shit.
I'm so happy you know that reference.
I watched that.
You watched it. Dude, you're old.
My sis.
I only know
Aren't we the same age?
No.
What year were you born?
95.
I was 94, you dipshit.
You're older than me? I hate it.
No wonder you like deathcore, you fucking young loser.
Oh, screw you. The only reason I know that TV show was from Nostalgia Critic.
But my sister made me watch a couple of episodes with her because she grew up on the Mario show and Legend of Zelda.
Swing your arms from side to side. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll definitely try some more black metal in the future. You're probably going to get an Abigail Williams record at some point.
Probably.
Maybe even 2, because they did do a huge genre shift between 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
And I love both of those albums. I don't know if you'll like Black Table, but maybe one day. There's a couple of other bands.
Gotcha.
Black Table's weird. You've listened to Death Heaven, right?
I've listened to Sunbather, but it's been a minute.
I mean, to be fair, Sunbather is like everyone creams their pants over Sunbather.
My buddy asked the other day, isn't Death Heaven, quote, hipster black metal?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Cool. I said yes, and I was pretty confident in that answer.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's shoegaze black metal, which I hate the term shoegaze. I would much rather it just be called atmospheric black metal, and the guy occasionally stares at his shoes.
It's very mouthy.
Yeah.
It's very wordy.
But very accurate. I hate the term shoegazer. I hate the term shoegaze. It's such a dumb music term.
My favorite genre of black metal is ball gaze black metal.
They can't see their balls through the guitar.
Sweet nuts, silly. Bro. Just off the crowd.
You know somebody said it.
Yeah. 50 most important metal bands in the 21st century. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
Yay or nay? Agalok. Yay.
Yes.
Like, yes. Amon Amarth. Yes.
Sure.
As I Lay Dying. No.
No.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes, but I hate saying yes.
I agree. Baby Metal. I will say yes.
I will. Yeah, you know what? I will say yes too. Metal community hates them except for Rob Halford, who embraces the hell out of them.
And Rob Zombie.
But
anybody named Rob,
so I don't care.
Pretty much.
All the Robs. If your name is Rob and yeah, 100%.
Behemoth, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not big on BT Bam, yeah.
Yeah.
Children of Bodom, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Converge, I will say yes, just because
I don't know Converge.
They were the forefront of metalcore, even though they were very mathcore.
I take it back. I do know Converge because you've told me about them. I've never listened to them.
I recommend checking out Jane Doe, but it's a pretty chaotic record. Cradle of Filth.
Gross.
They're important, but I don't like it.
I've never even really listened to Cradle of Filth. I don't know many people that are like, God, this is one of the most important metal bands of all time. There's such better black and symphonic metal out there.
I mean, I'm only saying yes because they do have a little bit of a legacy, even if it is just Danny Filth being a douchebag.
I'm going to say maybe at best.
I can accept that. Kinda. Sure. Death Clock. Yes.
Yo, 100%. Fuck yeah. I wish Adult Swim would stop being stupid and bring it back. Not even like the show. Like, I would love the show. I would love the show to finish, but I just want more Death albums.
Yeah, definitely. This one's clearly a negative. Devin Townsend Project. Doesn't even matter. Yes, obviously, no. Devin Townsend.
Yeah, 100%.
He should be on this list a couple of times, to be honest. Demo Gojira, I guess.
I'm sorry, what was that name?
Dimmu Borgir.
Okay. Yeah.
Dimma Burger?
Yeah, Demon Burger.
No, Dimma Burger, like Doug Dimmadome on the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I'm gonna make that meme now. Dimma Burger.
One time I wish the lead singer came out as Doug Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Hold on. No. Hold on. What was the title of this stupid thing? I get fine.
21st
Disturbed.
Century. Oh yeah, 100%.
I thought. Oh yeah, Disturbed did come out in 2000. Okay.
Yeah. Their first album was 2000.
Gotcha. Dragon Force.
Just Guitar Hero 3.
Literally, that's the blurb.
That's fun. I mean, I feel really bad because they deserve more than that, but sorry guys, that's what you're known for.
Exactly. Electric Wizard.
Yeah, I guess if you want to get fucking high, sure.
Enslaved.
Stoner metal. Enslaved, sure. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
They're a black metal band, I'm pretty sure. They're black. They're from Norway. They're black metal.
Swallow the Sun's from Norway.
They're black metal. Ghost.
No, they're not metal. Sorry,
they're not metal. They're not. They aren't metal.
You can have Satan in your progressive rock.
Gojira.
It's not even really progressive. No, they suck.
Yeah, they're terrible. The new album's like a 0 out of 10. It actively makes their old material worse.
I would argue Gojira is possibly one of the most important 20th century bands.
Highly agree.
I'm sorry, I said 20th century, I meant 21st.
Yeah, I agree. I don't consider Gwar metal.
I didn't know that they were the 21st century, honestly.
That's also true. Hold on. Now we got to do some research. No, they formed in 84.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm pretty sure Gojira's Terra. I'm pretty sure Terra Incognita came out in the 90s.
Terra Incognita was 2000.
Oh, was it? Okay.
The album that brought they're talking about like, so it's not bands that are from the 21st century
just
per se.
Important in the 20.
It's just that so they had a comeback record in the that's
fine, but no.
High on Fire.
Everyone shits their pants for him. I don't get it.
Him? I've never listened to any Him.
I do know them. I do know they're pretty important to like the goth metal-ish era.
I know the logo, the heartagram or whatever, but
yeah,
I've never listened to them.
Oh, did I say Swallow the Sun's from Norway?
You did.
Oh,
they're from Finland, ain't they?
Yeah. Fuck.
Poser.
I'm a fucking poser, man.
Maiden?
Who?
Maiden? Iron Maiden? In the 21st century?
No, they're not. Like, they're important, but no.
Yeah. I mean, look, Loudwire, come on. Few bands from this era have remained right on top in the 21st century, and Iron Maiden are arguably bigger today and possibly better live than they've ever been, thanks to the return of Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith.
Nah.
So your argument is that because they're still kicking it? I'm gonna say a no. I'm gonna say a no. I'm gonna say no.
Hey, I guess Leprous is black metal.
Oh, because they're from Norway.
They're from Norway.
ISIS.
I have actually never listened to ISIS, but I've been told good things.
Priest? Come on.
Priest.
I will say Judas Priest's Firepower was a pretty slamming record, though.
Nah,
Firepower was pretty good. I don't know how to feel about like the classic bands being on this list, but whatever. Killswitch.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially, I would argue, especially the Howard Jones era.
Exactly. I don't know any of the Jesse Leach eras, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, Howard Jones was only on 3 records.
Korn. Yeah. Korn's a pretty important band. Yeah.
Yeah. And new metal and all that.
Lamb of God. Yeah.
100%.
Can't argue. Mastodon's trash.
But they are important.
Yes, they're important. Meshuggah, obviously. Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your... Show your work. What's your... Metallica. I'm gonna say yes because it's Metallica, but then again, there'll be other people that's like, but it's Iron Maiden. So I'm like, Metallica's new records
important. Metallica's important, not 21st century important.
I disagree.
Well, you can disagree all you want.
Because Saint Anger.
You're just going to stop right there, buddy, and read the next.
Nobody will ever forget Metallica. That and their last 2 records. Well, the last record was pretty good. I've been pretty iffy about Death Magnetic these days. Municipal Waste. Yeah.
I guess.
Sure. So it's just like, whatever.
Next
Necrophagist. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Nightwish. Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never heard of this band, Opeth. I don't know who they are. I need to get through this list faster. We're dying.
I'm fine. I'm going to be up. I have to go to Bloomington at 8 a.m.
I'm dying. Periphery, they're important. I just don't necessarily understand why.
They're important to shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get down with that. Pig Destroyer?
I don't know about that. I'd rather other animals get hurt instead.
What's
cattle
Loud,
decap?
Loud. Why isn't cattle on this list?
Are they not at all?
No, it's in alphabetical order.
Wow.
I'm mad at you, Loudwire.
Come on, Loudwire. How is cattle?
If you're gonna have
Pig
Destroyer,
if you're going to have Metallica, you got to get the classic cattle decap in.
I hate you. What's the blurb? I just don't know enough about Pig Destroyer. I know a couple songs. Though acts like Napalm Death were still making good tunes, Pig Destroyer once again brought grind to the apex of sonic violence. 2001's Prowler in the Yard, which I've heard of, and 2004's Terrifier, I also know that one, remain 2 of the most brain-scrambling albums in modern metal, giving each listener a feeling like they've been jumped in a dark alley and beaten beyond recognition. Despite the grind.
That's what I want.
Despite the if you're a grind fan, despite the audio battery, fans have kept coming back for the riffs of Scott Hull and the tortured screams of J.R. Hayes, a duo that has never failed to push their listeners' comfort level. If you made extreme metal in the past 10 years, chances are you've been taken influence by Pig Destroyer in some ways.
How the fuck is Dillinger Escape Plan on this, but Pig Destroyer is?
That's also interesting that Dillinger's not here.
Talking about brain scrambling.
True. Rammstein,
I guess. Yeah, I'll agree.
I agree. The vocalist for Sabaton is not exactly what I expected him to look like.
Wait, have you never seen a picture of Sabaton?
No. I thought he had long hair. No. I kind of actually imagine him to look like Glenn Danzig, to be honest. Given his voice, if you've never seen a picture of him, listen to Sabaton's voice. I was like, yeah, Danzig. Kind of I bet he looks like that.
Yeah, no, he looks straight up like a military bro.
He does. I don't like it. But Sabaton, I could see that. Yeah, I like Sabaton.
I mean, it makes sense, though. Their whole entire shtick is military.
That is true. It's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Slayer.
No. You leave that shit in the 90s. You leave that shit in the 90s.
I will say
No.
that God Hates Us All was a pretty big record. Yeah, it was also released.
Look at Kerry King's arm.
God Hates Us All actually has like the handful of songs that I do like by Slayer.
Gross.
And it was also released on 9/11.
Wow.
Like by complete accident. And then they tried to double up and released Repentless on 9/11 of that year. Like, you can't do it twice, guys. The first time was a fluke.
And it was... What a fluke it was.
Especially for their album, God Hates Us All.
God Hates Us All. Ooh, I'm surprised that wasn't in the news more.
I guarantee it probably was. Slipknot. Oof. Yeah.
It definitely got a lot of people in the door.
Suicide Silence. Yeah. System. Yes.
Yeah.
Black Dahlia Murder. Oh, yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, the Dillinger Escape Plan.
What happened to they were in alphabetical order for
they are counting the instead of yeah. So the Dillinger Escape Plan. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for the cattle decapitation.
The Cattle Decap. My favorite band, The Cattle Decapitation. Tool's important, but I don't like it.
Yeah, Tool's very important, and yeah. I
Trivium.
like them occasionally. Yeah.
Absolutely. Watain or Watain? Watten?
Aren't Watain like always up for controversy about Nazis?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's them, but I don't want to misquote that, so hold on.
Judging from the pictures, it's more of like they probably do a lot of the pig heads and stuff.
Well, that's not Nazis. That's just black metal.
I don't know why the delivery of that made me laugh so hard.
Yes. In 2006, members of the band did Hitler Salute and wore t-shirts of the NSBM band Absurd. After the gig on Germany Party San Open Air, leading to accusations of being a Nazi band. Asked about this incident in an interview to the German online metal magazine metal.de, Eric, I'm just going to say Eric, which is the vocalist and bass player, gave an evasive answer, but when asked about his views on NSBM, he explained the band sees it as a joke. NSBM is a joke, a disparate approach of people who are incapable to comprehend the wow, I have a college degree in this. I'm struggling. Who are incapable to comprehend the perversion and insanity of black metal. They're trying to appear extreme and limit themselves in their conception to that kind of society, which describes something that we wouldn't care less about. Fuck the world. Black metal doesn't have anything to do with the world like you know it. That's kind of an evasive answer, but okay. All right, Mr. Nazi Man.
Cope. Yeah, Watain, pass.
I mean, I guess in some ways, but I honestly, outside of the whole Nazi thing, have never heard of them.
Yeah, fair enough. And last but not least, Whitechapel. Yeah, they're important.
I don't fully disagree, but I don't know if they needed to be on the list per se. That being said, they are a good band either way.
Well, I mean, they're what I would consider to be part of like the big three of deathcore. You know, Whitechapel, Suicide Silence, and in my head, I always put Impending Doom up there, but I don't think that's accurate.
No,
nowadays, I'm actually not sure who the third one. Maybe All Shall Perish.
Asking Alexandria.
They're metalcore, poser.
I'm going to Google this.
They have clean singing. It's like metalcore, post-hardcore. Like, especially if we're talking about old, like 2006 deathcore.
Damn it. Wait. I didn't click the more part of genres. I'm seeing deathcore on Wikipedia, and you know how accurate they always are.
Blow me.
Googling.
Thy Art. Thy Art could be up there.
I guess Thy Art could be up there.
Carnifex. I don't like Carnifex, but they're a bit more blackened now, too. Oh, Job for a Cowboy. They're good, too.
They actually core?
Oh, Doom. Go listen to the Doom EP. It's straight deathcore. Their new stuff now is prog, though.
When you say new stuff, is Vinnie Paul still on it?
Pardon?
Wait, hold on. Or am I confusing
Entombment of the Machine. They're the Brie band.
Am I confusing a band with another band?
Are you thinking of Hell Yeah?
What? No. What? Look, man, it's Texas. I blame Texas.
It's Texas. This is like what people.
I do know who Job for the Cowboy is.
I just sent like the big song.
I do know
days. Yeah.
I don't know if I would consider them the top three, but
yeah, I guess.
But I guess Thy Art or all. Oh Jesus! I had my volume up really loud in my headphones.
Yeah, they're the Brie band. They did a lot of Bries. But then
I do enjoy some Brie. It's really good on like really tiny mini toasts.
But then once they hit Ruination, they kind of went from deathcore to death metal, and then like Sun Eater straight progressive death. And they're back now, so that's kind of cool.
Neato.
But anyway, yeah,
Burrito.
Whitechapel's an important band in the metal scene.
Yeah.
I would not be nearly as into death metal now if I'd never got into Whitechapel.
That's fair. All right. So we did a list. We had some Corey Taylor news. I blew Ethan's fucking mind. He disappointed me yet again.
Is a 6 or a 7 really a disappointment?
Maybe that was just a very generous score.
Could have been nice. I would have accepted nice. like for me, like I think the only 5 I've ever given was because like I just didn't feel anything about it, which was Letters for the Colony.
Letters for the Colony.
But anyway, let's wrap it up. It's pretty late in the day.
It's pretty early for me. It's only like noon.
Blow me. Anyway, Mitchell,
you go to HR and you're like, please hire him so I can start having a recording at a decent hour.
I have to wake up in 7 hours. Anyway,
that's plenty of time to sleep.
I won't fall asleep until 3. It won't.
But that's your problem.
I can't sleep.
There are drugs for that.
Mitchell, I actually know exactly what I'm giving you today.
Oh, great.
It's a little different.
Oh, I always love fucking hearing those terms.
I'm actually completely joking. I'm giving you Catch 33 by Meshuggah.
Well, I actually might like this. Who knows?
Now, you're going to have to be careful where you listen to it because it is packaged not packaged. It's separated into tracks, but it is supposed to be one long song. So you'll have to find like a YouTube video of all of it or just buy it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it because it's Meshuggah. But yeah, Catch 33. It's one of my favorites. It's really, really good. And it was like, I don't remember if it was...
Oh, hey, look. Catch 33, full album, seamless.
Sweet. Yep, there you go.
Thanks, YouTube. I heard the first 2 notes. It sounds good. 10 out of 10. It just went, bam, I'm like, yep, that's Meshuggah.
So yeah, Meshuggah, Catch 33. I didn't have to go into like a big preamble or defend myself beforehand. Or what are you giving me? I want to go to bed.
We actually talked about them today. Surprisingly, they had news in the fact that they're not touring. Wow.
0. Just reverb.
I'm going to give you CHTHONIC.
CHTHONIC. All right.
CHTHONIC. The Black Sabbath of Taiwan.
CHTHONIC.
ONIC.
I already got it.
Cool.
Shut your stupid mouth. I got it.
All right. So, I already went over the cool fact about them. Lead singer is part of the legislative branch. That's pretty neato. I keep saying need a burrito. I don't know why. I kind of want burritos right now, to be fair. I'm probably going to order some Taco Bell. I was having a really hard time deciding between Battlefields of Azura, which is great, or the first album I heard by him, which is, I always pronounce it wrong because I forget how it's spelled, Takasago Army. I was choosing between those two, and I decided that a better experience would be the Takasago Army. For people that don't know CHTHONIC, besides the fact that the lead singer is Legislative Branch, his wife is the bass player, their lyrical content, at least in their newer stuff, deals more with Taiwanese history as well as mythology. So like Battlefields of Azura is about a bunch of tales of Taiwanese gods. The Takasago Army is the Taiwanese army that served in World War II, enlisted by the Japanese Imperial Army. They were then mildly disbanded after the war ended. Japan lost. And then China took over Taiwan because the U.S. gave Taiwan to China, if I remember correctly. That did not go well. And so that's kind of what all this album is about. It also talks about like how the Chinese did like mass firing squads, and it's really sad and depressing sometimes.
Right.
Really good band though. Genres: blackened, melodic, folk, death metal, sometimes symphonic. The genre that it has currently on it is symphonic Oriental metal, but Oriental is a very broad and some find it offensive. So not the best term, but symphonic Eastern metal would be a good way to go about it, I guess. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. They do include Eastern instruments such as the erhu, which I don't know how to describe it, but if you've been to a Chinese buffet, you've heard it. You've heard the instrument.
Why do I feel like that's a little racist?
It is a very common
Canceled.
Eastern instrument.
Canceled.
It's very common. It's very common. Shut up. My lungs hurt. It's very common. Eastern Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese instrument. It's bowed. They also have the one that you bend and pluck with your hands. I don't think they have a shamisen, which is the one you pluck with the comb. It's really cool. It's a really cool record. I hope you enjoy. That's it. Enjoy this. Like it a lot.
Cool. All right. Well, guys, song we're going to be leaving off with today is going to be a local death metal band.
Ooh.
From Richmond, Indiana.
Oh, gross.
By the name of Carrion Vale. It's going to be their title track of their last record called God Killer. Oh, hey guys, I'm really, really stupid. This is a post-episode recording and currently editing, Ethan. It's not the title track, God Killer. It's actually Black Chariot. It's the song Black Chariot by Carrion Vale. I'm very stupid. Sorry. Back to the episode. For fans of like the Black Dahlia murder.
Ooh.
Very good.
Ooh.
I like them a lot.
Might have to check them, actually.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're actually working on some new music now. Nothing new has been released, though, so I'm sure once it does, I will gladly play a song from them again. But like I said, we're going to be leaving off with their title track for the last record called God Killer. All applicable links for socials and things of the sort to contact us if you really want to are in the episode description. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ethan Carpenter. I'm joined by Mitchell Wade. You can find us on Facebook.com/distentpod. That's DISTENTPOD. Facebook.com/distentpod. Please share us with your friends. It helps out a lot, or leave a review. And if you are in a music project and you would like to talk to us about possibly having your music shared at the end of the episode, you can find our email down below where I said earlier. See you guys later. I did things a little out of order this time. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Oh! That was the wrong button.
I saw that.
Oops.